What's up, y'all? It's Jam and Sam, and today we're going to finish the ending music from Lufia 2. We started in the last stream after we finished the battle music, and I think we got most of the way. Yeah, we got most of the way done. Now it's just about the drums. So, and I wasn't able to find a MIDI for the drums, so I'm just gonna have to transcribe the drums by ear. So the thing that we have going for the drums, let's see, let's remove silence. So we have it sounds like the normal kick. So we have that in there. Let's call this pattern drums, or let's call it CR78 drums. So it's an echoey drum, so we really only need one, and we're going to take care of the echoes with delay plugins. So the rest of the CR78 drums I have stored in the Donkey Kong Country 2 drive, so we'll just pull it from there. And there should be a tom, analog tom. Whoop. Here. Because this is the analog kick, but we don't use that. And I think I might have the other one stored in DK2, because there's like two different analog toms. But you can just use the same pitch, but it doesn't sound quite as good. Let's see. So it's something like that. Let's see. Okay, so it's like F sharp and C. But I think it would make more sense in this case to just use a synth, because it would sound more pure than a sample. There's no reason to take a sine wave, like to take a sample of a sine wave, really. So let's get down to business. Let's get a 3x OSC. So now we have a sine wave. I think that's the right pitch. Okay, so let's get the right envelope on it. Let me see if I can see the exact interval in Kuroneko. Kuroneko will probably give me that. So in Kuroneko, it's a C and a G sharp. Okay. Oh, it is actually a C and a G sharp. Nice. Nice. Okay, let's get the snare in there. I think it's gonna be here. And then the tom starts here. So let's see, analog tom. Do, 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 do. I think it's got to be faster than that. I think. Oh wait, you know what? It's got to be like this. Do, 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 do. Okay, it's got to move over. It's over 2 bars. Nice. Okay. And the tom can be a little louder. Nice. Okay, that'll work. And I think it just repeats that entire loop. Yep, pretty much. So that's pretty easy. Now I just want to drag this pattern all the way through the song. And then I think it has a fade out at the end, which I'm actually going to use that fade out because it's not looping, it actually ends. It's just a one-off song. So yeah, that's pretty much the reverb and delay will come whenever we do our mixing. So not yet. But then there's the next channel, which is the acoustic drums. Let's see. Okay, so this part. And I also switched back to the 01 RW strings. I think those are actually better. But there's 2 kicks. Is there like 2 of the same kick on each of the different patterns? Or is that a different kick? No, it is the same kick. Interesting. This is definitely the same one. Oh well, we'll just exclude that kick, because I don't want to put a kick on top of a kick. If anything, I'll just make it louder. That's just bad form. So now we have to follow these drums here. Let me move it more along in line with the grid. So we'll leave off this kick because there's already a kick here. And so what I want to do then is find first empty, call it acoustic drums. Let's just call it drums since that's too long for this thing here. Drums, okay, and so I already have my kick here, so I'll just add the toms, and I think we used, this is the lowest, what's the middle one? This one's the middle one. Okay, so we'll drag these toms in here. And let's see. I can't remember which notes we used. Oh yeah, it was A's and E's. So it's like, first I tuned all these toms. And I think this one was like G or A. Or A sharp. I think it'll be better as A sharp. Or maybe G. And this one has to be a little higher. Okay, that's about it. That's about right. Now, so with the tom roll that we have here, dun 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 dun, dun. We have, there's a space here. Then we do dun dun. No. So we have, let's see, the next tom goes here. And then this one, I think. Dun, dun. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. So it's slower than that. And then we'll put this here, but it's not lining up quite right. It's I need to delay them all by a couple of steps. Okay, so that's good, and then we have the quicker, like it repeats the line quicker. Somewhere around here. Okay, this is gonna move more towards the grid. Okay, so we have it, the first one here. And I don't know why, oh, because it's not. So that would be here. Okay, da da dun. Dun. Da da dun da dun. Okay, then we have crash. So let me get my crash. Okay, and then we have a different snare, it's also the sound canvas snare, but and I remember I have it from Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. So let's go and grab that snare. It was that LA Fat snare. Maybe not that one. Yeah, this one. Okay. Okay, so this one. Nice. Okay, then there's another kick. Okay, and then I want to do another pattern where it's like, but this one there it doesn't have the crash, but I think it's all repeating. So then it pretty much just repeats that, I think. Oh, yeah, there's like, it repeats that until, oh, then it does the roll again. Okay. So I think that's pretty much all the... Oh, then it does like half of the roll. Okay, so we have this sort of thing going on. Oops, I need to change the snap. So we can just cut these two bars and then duplicate those. Okay. Nice. Okay, and then fill the gap in here. Nice. Okay, so there's a unique line here, and it's kind of the same as this one, except it has the crash beforehand. So let's extend this out, and let's take a closer look. Hi Kamiori, welcome. And this is drifting a little bit, so it's kind of, oh, it's going to be kind of off. Let's move it a little bit. Okay, so we have a snare here. It might be a little higher than that. Yeah, maybe a little lower. No, maybe it is a D. Okay, and then there's a kick here. Okay, so then you have a quick roll. Dun, 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 which is basically the same as the roll here, but it only plays half of it. Okay, that's a little off. Okay, so yeah, this is supposed to be here. Okay. Nice. Okay, and then the crash actually isn't off center from that. It just starts over. And here I think is where the crash starts. Nope, here. Okay, so then we can just kind of duplicate this. And it's gonna drift a bit, that's okay. But then what do we have here? Another roll? Yep. Okay, and then we pretty much just repeat the last part, so it's going in like a loop of, so let's say that after this, so then we just have a loop of this. If we cut this off. Does that match? Yeah, it seems to match. Okay, then we duplicate again. Ooh, they have something unique here, I think. Oh no, it's just the drift. So I'm hearing two like drums. Oh, there's something unique here though. Interesting. Why is this... That's stupid. Why would it do that? Wow, that's really dumb. What is happening here? Okay, so we have another tom roll. Dum, dum, da, 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 dum. So let's go here. We gotta go to the low one first. Dum, da, dum, da, 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 dum. So dum, da, 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 dun, dun. So let's go and get that. So this one's gonna be later. Nice. Okay. Okay, then we have a soul crash. Interesting. So we have this pattern. And then we have just a crash. Dude, no. Stop. Crazy. Okay. Nice. Ah, thank you, Kame Yordi. I always enjoy watching your videos. I'm glad you enjoy the tunes. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Okay. So we have a random kick here, but that's covered by the other drums. And I think this is just the, yeah, this is just the beginning again. Okay, so that's pretty much just it starting over, I think. Oh, interesting. Nice. Okay, so we have our beginning again. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, then we have that loop. Playing as normal until the beginning again. And then we have a unique section. Okay, and so our unique section is as follows. Let's see, let's get a blank part of the pattern. Let's move this over. But if it's drifting that much, the tempo might be wrong, yeah? It's kind of concerning, so let's see. So if we Hmm. Yep, there we go. So I think the tempo was just like that whole time the tempo was drifting and I just had the wrong tempo. Probably. So easy fix on that. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna have a crash. Lots of crashes. Da, da, da. Okay, one here, okay. And then we have a kick. No, a snare. Nope, got a tom roll here. Okay, so we have dun, dun, dun. Here. Okay, then we go back to the high one. I think it's here. Perfect. Okay, and then it ends. Cool. So that's about it. And then we just Control Shift this up. So let's hear how it sounds. Sounds funny with the sounds very lacking with no mixing yet. So while this plays, I'm going to start giving things mixer tracks. You might hear interruptions. And, I think most of it already has mixer tracks. So let's give the snare, the analog snare a track. So let's call this analog snare. Call this kick. Quite emotional. 1, tom 2, tom 3. And let's send this to a free mixer track, but we're gonna name it, we're gonna put all the toms in one. And we're gonna call this acoustic tom. Call this crash. Nice. And let's call this acoustic snare. Nice. Okay, now let's go channel by channel, or mixer track by mixer track, and we're gonna put some chorus on this. Slow it down. Nice. We can go a little bit overboard on the thing of this. Let's also give it 50% stereo separation. Yeah. And then let's give it some saturation. Nah, it's got too much fuzziness. It needs too much distortion. Okay, that's good. Now, exciter. I think I can do a little more exciter even. Yeah. I like the mist that gives it. Nice. Oh, that's beautiful. Now let's see if we can benefit from some EQing. Ooh, I like the presence up here. I think we don't get enough of that. There's a little bit too much noise in the top, so let's low pass it. And I don't want that low end rumble in there. So let's high pass that out. Okay, now we just need a reverb, and I don't really need all of these. Let's dock to middle. At most I need 2. Let me see if the A piano is supposed to have reverb. I heard a wrong note in there, or a wrong timing note in there. What was that? Oh, a double note here that I forgot about. Control G. There we go. So let me see if that was that had reverb. It has a little bit of reverb, but not a very subtle reverb. So I'm going to create 2 buses then, one for lots of reverb and one for little reverb. Lots of reverb. And one for not so much reverb. Actually, but that's a little too long. Let's turn it. Not much reverb. Okay, so for not much reverb, let's give it realm again. And let's set that to about 10% with about 2 seconds decay, and let's route that to this track only. Nice. It's a little loud though. Let's turn it down. We could put it up to 20. Can't really tell. Okay. That's good. Now the next thing, oh, I see the bass is playing here. Let's do the bass. So let's do an EQ, and I want to give that more bass because it's playing very high. And then let's low pass that very top because it's giving a little bit of buzz at the top end there. Okay, and then let's give it chorus since it's mono. Let's slow it down and turn it to half power. And let's make some space here. And then let's give it a saturation knob. Actually, for basses, I like better the wave shaper. Nice, I like the buzz it gives it. Yeah. So now let's make sure it peaks at 6. I think as of now it's like... Yeah, it's gotta be like minus 3 dB. Yeah, there we go. I also kind of want to have a saturation knob just to make it, I think both of them would be able to make it nice. And what about the bass? I think the bass has a lot of reverb here. Yep. And it's a slower reverb than it was in the other track. Okay, so let's give lots of reverb to round. Let's make it 30. Make it shorter. Nice. Okay, so now this snare, let's try that. Oh, we have the English horn coming in. Why am I hearing strings here? I don't want to hear strings here. Oh, I didn't give the strings a mixer track for some reason. Oh, because I was using a different one, that's right. So let's send that to 13. And let's call this strings. But it's not playing in Contact because Contact is stupid and you need to reload the project just to make something happen. So let's go and reload the project. Nope, Contact is stupid for other reasons too. Let's see what that is. So I'm hearing the strings, they're coming through here and they're going through 9 and 10. Oh, I see, this one is not the right one. I hate the roundabout way that Contact just does their mixing. So ridiculous. Okay. Oh, but there's already strings over here, so I just had to do that for, let's see, for this into 2. Let's delete this one. Okay, now let's give this a chorus. Slow it down. And then let's saturate it. And we'll do an exciter. And then I want to do an EQ, where I'll take out some of these really high highs. And do a low pass on some of the rumble. And I think there's a lot of presence here. Not a lot of mids, not enough mids. Okay, and this should be lots of reverb, right? This should get lots of reverb, I think. Yep. Nice. Let's give it some stereo separation. Lovely. Okay, now the oboe. Let's give that a chorus. Turn it slower. And then let's do a saturation knob. Now in the game, this sounds like it was EQ'd pretty heavily to brighten it up. It's very bright in the game. So let's try to recreate that. And then let's use a low pass so that we're not like that we don't have so much high, like super high end. Don't have a buzz in the top. And let's take out the low end rumble with a high pass. Nice. And then let's give it lots of reverb. Nice. And then I think the oboe's coming in next. Oh, maybe not. Oh, there it is. Okay, pretty much the same thing. Let's give it chorus. And saturation. And let's also brighten this one up too. And while making sure there's no like high buzz. Let's reduce some of the chorus. And then let's take out the low end rumble. Nice, now let's give it lots of reverb. Nice. Now let's go on to the guitar. The guitar is already stereo, so we don't need chorus. But I would like a little bit of saturation. And it's a little loud, let me turn it down. That's good. Yeah, it doesn't need a lot. Actually, we could high pass out some of that low end rumble. And low pass some of the really high buzz. Okay, then we'll give that lots of reverb. Nice. Yeah, not really much else we need to do there. Hello, Marks, welcome. Okay, so the analog snare. So we're gonna have it as delay. There we go. Let's give it ping pong panning and just turn the panning knob a little bit. Turn down the wet a little bit. Give it some diffusion. Yeah, there we go. Actually, I want more diffusion because it gives it that. Oh, that's too much. I think the way we had it pretty much was good. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Now we need to give it lots of reverb. Yeah, there we go. Let me compare that to the original now. Nice. Cool. I like that. Let's make it a little louder. Actually, no, because there's going to be two snares here, so we don't want to overload anything. So for the kick, let's probably just give it saturation. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and then let's give that massive amounts of reverb. Oh, we also need to like delay on the snare on the kick, right? And it sounds like there's just two kicks. Okay, it is a lot of echoes, so they are like actually echoing this out. So let's give it a delay. Pretty much just like the other one, but not as strong with the level. There we go, that's a good. Give it diffusion. Nice, I like that. Okay, that's good for that. Let's do the analog tom, which has no echoes, but it has lots of reverb. But before that, let's give it saturation. Nice. Let's turn it down a bit. And I do kind of want chorus for this, since it's just a simple synth. Let's give it a little bit of overtones. Nice. Almost don't even want to turn it down. Let's turn it down a little bit. That's good. Okay, so big reverb. Nice. I love it. Okay, now our acoustic tom. And I think that one had like lots of echoes as well as reverb, maybe. I think it's just reverb. The SNES reverb just sounds a lot like delay because it's just it's not able to create a convincing reverb. Let's saturate it a bit. And I think there should be some panning at play here. Actually, I think there should be some panning here too. Okay, so the low toms are panned to the left. Low analog toms are panned to the left, and the high one is panned to the right. So let's go into note panning and reflect that. I think it has a little bit too much chorus actually. Or maybe a little bit too much saturation. Yeah. Nice. Okay, so the analog, or the acoustic tom. Let's see what kind of panning we have for that. Actually, I can't find. I'm better off just using the stem, listening to the stems. Okay, so the top one is panned to the left, and the low one is panned to the right. Nice. Okay, so with that, I want to give it some chorus. Slow it down and turn it half power. Nice. Okay, so pretty much now I just want to give it lots of reverb. Nice. Okay, and then the crash. Let's saturate that, shall we? It's already stereo, so no need for chorus. But we do want, I might want some EQing. Yeah, I would like less mids. There we go. And not so high highs. Maybe just do a low pass here. Nice. I think that should have lots of reverb, right? I'm gonna use the... Yeah, it sounds like it. Nice. Still think that should have more, like less low end. Nice. Maybe a little bit more saturation even. Yeah, there we go. Because it's pretty distorted in the game. I like that. Okay, acoustic snare. Okay, and then I think there is delay on this, right? I can't tell if it's an extra note or just an echo. Let me check the SPC. Yeah, it looks like it's an extra note. Yeah, it looks like there's both a delay and reverb. So let's saturate that first. I want to saturate that a lot, actually. There we go. Now let's give it chorus. Try the chorus on it, see how that sounds. Nice. Why doesn't it go up, dude? Okay, so delay now. So this will be that. No, I definitely don't. I want it to be a quick delay. The diffusion, ping pong. Yeah, maybe not ping pong. Maybe so. Maybe just less panning. Nice. Okay, now let's give it reverb. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so let's hear that all together. I want the toms to be loud, analog toms to be louder. Okay, let's replace Edison with a Maximus for mastering. And for the bass, let's cap it at 6. And maybe... yeah, they can both come down a bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Okay, we got lots of mids here. Actually, the mids are pretty good. They're behaving pretty well. And maybe a bit much strings and horns. Nice. Okay, now highs. Wait, what was that? Okay. Now highs. Cap at 9. Nice. This crash is really loud. Snare is loud. Let's turn down the strings too. And maybe the E piano too. Let's turn the guitar up. And the tom, actually the analog tom is kind of loud. Turn up the electric piano. Let's call this E piano. Nice. I like it. Ooh, okay. Nice 80s rock ballad. Let's see, who's the composer for this? Lufia 2 composer. Okay, let's delete all of our stems now. I think that string sound was a little late there. Yeah, that's too late. Move that over. And I think in general, the strings need plug-in delay compensation. So let's say this is 25 milliseconds. And I kind of want to saturate them a little more. Nice. Nice. Just to make sure that's not overloading the mids now. Nice. I love it. Let me save this. I also need a fade out here. And I want it to end right here. And I want this bass to go out all the way. Wait, what's this? Oh, wow. Yeah, don't do that. Lovely. Okay, so I want the strings now to fade out here. And I can just use contact for this since it's supposed to be like a total fade out. So let's right click and drag. Okay, it will end it right there. Now the E-piano fades out automatically. So what I want to do for the analog drums is, actually, let's fade out everything with put that on lots of reverb, because that one doesn't include the E-piano. So let's just do that, fade out there. No, don't do that. Why it selects things for me when I don't ask it to? Why is it putting stuff over there? Like, just put it here. It still doesn't sound like the strings are fading out. So let's put that on contact too. Let me just make sure. And this is also not the default. So the default level of volume is here. So I want to control insert. There we go. Nice. Okay. Let's hear it one more time. Oh, it's still like I need to put that on, like, so that's dumb. No, don't do that. Okay, cool. And the bass is now to, like, it stays, contact stays quiet. Okay, so let's control I. And actually, honestly, we can just have the fade out happen here rather than strings. So let's go over to where is the end? Okay, no, right click. Nice, okay. No, right click. Okay, and then let's copy that and send it also to, let's delete this, send this to here. No, I hate how it just puts stuff wherever it wants and not actually where anyone would in their right minds want that to go. And still so dumb. Okay, that ought to do it. But I still need the normal thing here. Nice. Okay, well that works for me. So that will conclude it for today, even though we've only been here for an hour. Morning, Kronos. Welcome. We're at the end of the stream now, so this will be on YouTube soon, as I just have to figure out what to do for footage. There probably is a long play out somewhere of this game. I'd probably be better off using the long play because this is the ending and I don't want to play through the whole game. So I'll probably just use a long play that exists already. But anyway, thanks for coming to the stream, y'all, and this will be Jam and Sam signing off. Until next time, take care.